Hi, I'm Mike, and this is an intro. Alright, I was going to do the Marchesa deck I've been putting together, but as you can tell by my voice, something's a little off. Basically, small cold, not a big deal, but I am not going to be able to do a long video, so today I'm just doing a list of 3 cards for EDH that are completely underrated, especially considering they're awesome, which is why they're underrated. But yeah, that aside, I'll get to the Marchesa deck. I've meant to do it for a while. I've actually had great ideas. I have some cards I really want to show with it, and I just can't do it because my voice will give out well before. Heck, I'll be surprised if I can get through these 3 cards without something going wrong, or my voice stopping. So if I do, hope you'll forgive me. Without any further ado, though, these are 3 really underrated but 3 really awesome cards for EDH. First up, Dismiss into Dreams. Let's see if you can see it. Each creature your opponent controls is an illusion. In addition to its other types, it has, when this creature becomes the target of spell or ability, sacrifice it. Now, it's a 7-drop, but it only has 1 blue requirement, and colorless isn't too hard to come by. It's not going to be a quick card, but if you have a deck that has any form of targeting, this is incredibly scary, because it can make you a massive threat. For example, a Nin deck. Pay 2, sack target creature that opponent controls. Or anyone with any kind of target ability. You don't have to do damage, you don't have to do anything, you just have to target them. And for control aspects, it's great. For threat aspects, and you want to abuse diplomacy, it's great. It is just a very scary card for what it does. Alright, next up. Pong Fi. It's the 1-drop blue kill spell. Sure, they get a 3/3 ape, but it's a 1-drop blue kill spell that says it can't regenerate. I don't know how to sell this any better than it's a 1-drop blue kill spell. Time Spiral was fun. I kind of liked it because it got so screwy with everything. Like, for example, a 1-drop blue kill spell. I can't reiterate that enough, can I? Alright. Now, in my metagame, I know a lot of guys who like this card, but for some reason it's just never played and put into EDH decks. And it's very good, because in decks where you don't usually have a lot of destroy abilities, this usually fits in. And it's upside down. Mana Geyser. It's a 5-drop spell, so it's kind of expensive because it gives you mana. But it specifically says, add red mana. Yeah, they didn't color the symbol yet. Add red to your mana pool for each tapped land your opponents control. Now, this is very situational because it depends on your opponents. So, unless you're doing a really odd one-on-one game, it has to be multiplayer. But, since EDH is mostly a multiplayer format, that's probably okay. And it has to be able to get at least 6 lands tapped. That said, if you're playing a multiplayer game, this is a mid to late game bomb for your mana pool. You are going to combo off this. You are going to do scary things with it. And it will enable you better than almost anything else because, well, at first glance, it doesn't look that scary because it takes 5, and mid to early game, you're not going to get any value out of it. But mid to late game, when someone has a couple here, a couple there, maybe 3 on one side, 2 on the other, 4 or 5 on one person, I mean, that's maybe like a few turns in, short of someone's mana ramping. Especially with green, that's going to happen. And this will give you a massive advantage for a really big spell. I mean, it wouldn't be impossible to say maybe on turn 3 or 4, if you have a couple good drops for lands or artifacts, and maybe there's 3 other people playing for a 4-person game, say, getting your 5 down, everyone else has maybe 11 or 12 lands out, they're tapped because most people play out quick that early game, and you just decide to get all the mana, and you can drop an Eldrazi. It is not impossible to get 10 mana off this card. Sure, you have to pay 5 into it, but that's really not an issue when you get an extra 5, plus what you paid into it. It's not hard to get a lot, and so help me, if you have even larger games where you're like going 8-person, I wouldn't recommend 8-person. I've done it before. It took 3 hours for 2 turns. It really wasn't worth it. But yeah, this is the card that will end the game because it will set you up perfectly. I can't sell enough. So yeah, managed to make it through that without actually blowing out my throat. Although it feels like it did. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Just a quick short video. Later. Oh, and in case I forgot, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. My voice usually doesn't sound this rough. And considering my hearing's gone too, it probably sounds worse for you guys. Sorry about that. Or girl, if there's anyone watching. But yeah, later.